And it's showtime, according to StreamYard. Welcome to day 6 of this Movement Marketing Media Kit Challenge with me, Iona Maid. So if you have joined me this week, not sure why my branding's not on there, hopefully you've enjoyed it. And so I know that many of you who have joined me so far have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for showing up. Thank you for watching when you do watch on the replay. So today, here at the SoulLegacyTV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona Maid, me, we'll be talking about and continuing on this 1 week to create a movement marketing media kit challenge. Day 6 is what are interview and article talking points and topics. And so I'm going to follow on from what movement marketing is. And so let me just put my banners in there and have my comments come up. Laura's here. Hello, my love. How are you? Hi, Hyacinth. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. Well done. We are on day 6. Can you believe it? It's like, wow, this week has been electric. So let me share what day 1 of this challenge is, in case you're like completely new and you've just happened to come across this challenge. So in day 1, I talked about what is movement marketing and then what is a movement marketing media kit, because I kind of blended movement marketing and media kit together to just create a secret sauce. And it's just really an amazing process to go through. And so day 2, we covered what is an author media platform. In day 3, we covered what is an authority media platform. So author meaning written text, book, articles, magazines, and authority meaning YouTube, podcasts, TV, radio, etc. All right. And I talked about what is media throughout the week as well. And so in day 4, we covered what does an author authority bio look like. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one, whether you're an author or not, it doesn't matter. And yesterday was day 5, and we talked about how do I share my spiritual awakening story? And I'm going to go more into that as well, sharing your spiritual awakening story. And I did invite you guys to introduce yourself in the video visibility challenge. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to talk about in the Movement Marketing Media Kit Challenge, we've got a Facebook group, a LinkedIn group, and a Telegram group. So wherever you are, or if you're watching this within the Soul Legacy Academy, welcome. Do your homework whenever you can. And so we are on day 6, but you might be watching this on the replay. And just whenever you get through the challenge, then I'd love to see your post in any of those places. And then I will invite you guys to, let me just find my banner. Okay. I will invite you guys to our monthly Media Kit collab call. So I call it Iona's free Media Kit collab call for ambitious spiritual coaches, earth angels, authors, entrepreneurs, and soul-guided influencers doing our light work in the world to come and connect, co-create, and collaborate on the first Monday of the month at 9 p.m. UK time. So we can cross promote as we grow. I've used examples of where people actually use what they call in the industry joint venture partnerships. And I say joint vision, because when you're clear on your vision, then you can join with people to get in front of their audiences, essentially. When we're talking today specifically about let me grab this up, about the interview and article topics, you're leveraging online sites that promote your article, basically. And you're when you're being interviewed and featured, you are not growing your audience. Well, you'll be growing your audience in front of other people's audiences, meaning that you're positioning yourself in front of people's soul tribes. And the way that I'm going to share with you, and the way that I have been sharing with you throughout the week, is how to do that with the credibility of being a #1 best-selling author, whether you share your spiritual awakening story in our co-author book series or my co-author book series, or you share it with your solo book. And I've been sharing with you, and I will share with my co-authors, how to share your spiritual awakening story and how to share your story in your book, etc. So positioning yourself and going out there and getting featured, the world's your oyster, right? You can write articles that are related to your story, related to your business, related to your book. You can take chapters out of your book and ideas out of your book if you've already written a book, reverse engineer this process, and vice versa. As you're in the middle of writing your book, then you can write articles based on the same topic or create videos on the same topic, and all of that I will share with you. So let's dive in. Let me share my screen. Barbara is here as well. Hello, my love. Thank you for joining me. Hyacinth said, Iona, your work this week has been absolutely inspiring. Oh, thank you for shining your brilliance and making such an impact. Oh, you're welcome. There's a movement, baby. Thank you so much. So, you know, I've had a handful of you and every on live, and every single one of you, that is that movement. Do you remember when we started at the beginning of this I think it was day one, where I shared about what is a movement with the dancing guy? And so the movement is when you've got a movement maker, like that first follower, and then the next follower, and then the next follower. So it's not necessarily about me being the dancing guy alone. No, it's the next person and the next person and the next person. And so this is what you guys are doing. You're coming together, and soon we have like an avalanche, right? But we've just got to be patient and just keep going, So thank you, because every single one of you has been really inspiring to me. And if I can lift you up and support you, like, you know, we talk about standing on the shoulders of giants, and there's so many people that I admire, that I've listened to and that I've watched over the course of this time of me being in my spiritual business. There's many people that I'm like, I wouldn't do that. But there's many people I'm like, wow, you know, like I talk about, and I'm going to talk about Hal Elrod again today, because he's just been someone that's really, truly touched me with his book and his process. So I'm going to share a little bit more about that, because success leaves clues. And when I was going through my spiritual awakening, my dark night of the soul, his book really touched me to have a morning routine, like actually getting out of bed. You know what it feels like when, you know, you're going through some dark times. You don't even necessarily, the day starts with getting out of bed. And being taught how to get out of bed in a productive and an effective way to have success was key for me. And you might think, oh, it's just a morning routine, but it's absolutely touched millions of people's lives with his going through his adversity and his awakening and his shifting consciousness. And so, you know, we just pass it on. We get inspired by somebody in their work and their book, and we just keep passing it on. So if I get to help all of you write your book and self-publish your book, that for me is just a game changer and a legacy that is just something that I'd be really, really proud of. And so I'm gonna like change the subject before I get emotional. You guys know I'm a crier. I am a serious crier, like literally. All right, so I can feel it. I've been quite emotional today, actually. I will say that. And I did have a nap. I put my feet in the foot spa, and your girl conked out for like an hour and a half. All right, so let me share this. Let me share my screen with you. I will come back to any comments. I love coming back, like when I have a break and come up for air and have a little bit of a drink. So I do love any aha moment shared in the comments. That gives me fire. Any questions, and then we'll wrap up with our takeaway. So let me get going so we can be on time. All right, so let me put that over there. All right, because I'm so close to like chopping off StreamYard, I'm going to put it over all the way over there. All right, so this is, as we know, and if you've seen, the playlist. And so we've got one more day after today, so it's going to be day 7 in 23 hours. Joint vision partnerships. So bear this in mind. We started on day 1, and this is where we're going to be wrapping up tomorrow with joint vision partnerships and a media pitch template, right? So think of it's not just you alone anymore. We're going to be collaborating like wildfire over this next week, okay? So here are all the replays in one playlist for you, because I'm efficient like that. I've got the resources for you that I've touched on, some of the videos that I've touched on. If you want any of the other videos, then comment and just say, oh, what about the video that you mentioned on so-and-so, or any of the ones today. We've got a video for the community call, so please do join that. We've got my unboxing for my book, How I Hit #1 on Amazon. We got Robin not with me, and hopefully, Robin, I'm going to just say this because Robin, I know that you'll watch the replay. if you are coming and you're on day 7, I will be ecstatic, because Orin and I have been joint vision partners, and she's definitely been my movement maker. So I'm so grateful. My unboxing, we've got a registration for the masterclass, enroll in the 5-day challenge, and here, I don't know if you guys can see it, I've got where I helped Lindsay Austin with the book, The Flight of the Butterfly, which I'm going to talk about a little bit more on launch day, where she was launching. And then we've got next year's next September, the 3rd week in September annually, 7:30 p.m. UK time, all the way from Monday to Sunday. So make sure that you're clicking to get notified, and hopefully that's not coming up, but hopefully remember to click to get notified whenever you're watching this throughout 2025, the rest of 2025 and 2026. Click to get notified, so you get notified when I go live by YouTube and you don't miss out. All right. And so remember to also get the Google Doc for, and it will be in the chats. It'll be in these chats. All right. So let me actually go to my mind map for a second. And then I'm going to be sharing more windows that I haven't really shared throughout, rather than my mind map. I'm going to share my mind map a little bit because I'm the mind map queen, but the mind map has been kicking my butt all week. And you guys have been super, super patient with me. So thank you for that, because what I mean by this mind map, I've used it since 2010, I think, 10, 11. And on the Q&A, I showed how many mind maps I've actually done. This is the way my brain obviously works. And so what we did yesterday was talk about our spiritual awakening stories, right? And so this here would normally pop up full screen. It just like jump off the page, and so you would be able to see it. So I do apologize for that. So again, this 1 week to create a movement marketing media kit challenge is at the end of my 1 week at my self-study challenge that goes with my book. All right, so there's spiritual YouTubers from scratch, a soul guided influencers compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. If you purchase the book on Amazon, whether it's Kindle or the paperback, then there's a coupon code waiting for you and a 5-day course valued at $555. It's called YouTube from Scratch Challenge for Spiritual YouTubers, a soul guided influencers 5-day fast track movement marketing model. Notice that it's the 1 week to create a movement marketing media kit challenge, and then the 5-day fast track movement marketing model. So if you've loved like what I've been sharing and teaching, you're going to love that 5-day fast track movement marketing model, because it's a continuation on. And then when you come back, and I know that Hyacinth View was saying in the Q&A yesterday that actually I'd love to go back over the teaching just so I haven't missed anything. And that's the beauty of it. And that's the beauty of the way that I share with you how to get onto YouTube, is to leave your videos up for watch time. This isn't a pop down experience. And so if you do leave a review for that 5-day challenge next year, I will gift you guys the Q&A. And so I will share with you where the Q&A is. It's in the hub. Let me find it. Hang on. In the global networking hub. So for day 5, we had a Q&A, which I've been absolutely loving. So that will be my gift to you. Ethical bribes all the way. I'm very big on ethical bribes, if you didn't know. All right. So again, why choose interview, talking points, and article topics? So, I mean, it should be really obvious, but why choose them? Because I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Because the reverse engineer of your movement, your interviews are going to be, say, your first point of contact with your soul tribe, your soul clients, and your soul niche. And I'll talk about this a little bit more on the masterclass. And so you'll have a soul tribe, a soul niche, meaning the niche, the target audience that you want to reach and target, basically, and focus on. And then, and then within that niche, your soul tribe will come to you out of that niche. It won't be everybody. We know that a percentage of those people will resonate with you and stick. And then a percentage of those people will then become your soul clients or your students. But we still want to serve the whole bigger niche and the whole soul tribe regardless of whether somebody buys from us or not. So when we're being interviewed, and I'm going to share this quite deeply today, because when we're interviewed and we're sharing articles and interview questions and relate and pull people back to our movement, it's got to connect the dots. It can't be. Do you remember I was saying about the Dive Social Summit where one of my guests sent out my email, and somebody said, one of her soul tribe said, I can't believe you sent out this email, but something said to her, open this email, and she cried tears of joy, a heart, a womb. She literally said a heart, a womb, like all the things, and thanked my guest for being some part of something that is not regurgitated content. And so I was sharing how to fulfill your life's purpose and get paid in the process. And she knew us as light workers need that more than ever. And so part of my movement was reaching the people energetically. Right. I wrote that email, and it was the exact same email copy that went out as a collaboration to 49 other people, sending that email out for me and for our event. And so when you are coming to the Media Kit collab call, whether you are being featured as a guest or you then want to move as a host, doing things, I wouldn't have ever got to reach that lady. I still to this day don't know who she was, but I know that there's a ripple effect with the movement. And so the interviews and the articles, whether you're being interviewed or you are hosting an interview series, it needs to be on point and in alignment with the vision. So hopefully that makes sense. Let me know that makes sense, and I'll come back to the comments in a second. Right. I'm going to share with you how to craft interview talking points and topics that connect soul to soul with your high-paying one-to-many soul clients and make them want your freebie gift. You know how everybody's like out there going, download a PDF, download a no, right? We talked about the list building. Your girl is not going to go heavy on the list building and that 1% conversion rate, that sucks, right? We're not going to do that because we're well aware that we are legacy building. However, we will be giving a free gift because, like, hello. So the gift, and I shared it on the media kit. Let me grab this media kit. My free gift when I'm going out there, we want to be, and I'll share the one-page plan that I shared throughout the week. My one-page plan, you can download it in the masterclass. That one-page plan shows the enrollment spot. So when you're going out and you're sharing your bio, your author and authority media bio, you're sharing this enrollment spot as your free gift. So it's not just a freebie, this PDF or this whatever it is, this 1% conversion rate. That's why, because we're starting off with the intention of something really weak, something that like people leave on the computers or on the phone, never go through. Like Barbara was saying in the Q&A chats, like actually they say that, you know, that people go through stuff even less because the attention span. We want to hold people's attention. My free gift is a masterclass. It's me positioning myself as an author, an authority. Sorry, and so that in and of itself is like, oh, there's a masterclass, but it's not just any masterclass, and it's not just a replay that I pretend to do a live replay. I actually do a live, so we've got a replay so people can watch it straight away, and then once a month, like 12 times in the year, I go as that enrollment spot. So essentially, when I run YouTube ads to attract more of my audience, and I will just drop a little bit of a bomb. My masterclass used to be on a wraparound, they call it, called Easy Webinar. So it was in like a software where everything was automated and all the things, which I loved. And then they were like, oh, they're going to charge something that they said that £100 or something that they said it was a lifetime access to. I'm like, not really. I've had it for years. I'm not going to start paying it now. So, which was a blessing. And I've shifted it and put it in the Soul Legacy Academy and the bonus gifts because they were in two separate places before. But the beauty is, and it was always that I delivered that masterclass on YouTube, but now it's obviously on YouTube. It's not in a wraparound. I remember Robin saying to me, oh, is it on YouTube? Because it was in this wraparound. So you can do your masterclass, your workshop, your whatever you want to do through YouTube. Right, so you don't need big tech software, what have you. So my free gift is my masterclass, and the beauty of that is the people that watch that, with YouTube ads, which is on the one-page plan, I can actually retarget people that have watched it. I can send another ad, there's so many things that you can do that I literally can't share all on this 1 week to create a movement marketing media kit challenge. But no, and I don't know if you've ever heard of using, or you ever have used Facebook ads versus YouTube ads. And it's kind of like the night and day of YouTube challenges versus Facebook challenges. And I talk about that in my mastermind when you get to that level. Anyway, the movement and sharing the interview and article topics based on your enrollment spot, which is based on your spiritual awakening story, which is based around your book, right? And then your courses, it all needs to be this bigger picture where there's some decisions to be made. And you see me, I have mind maps for everything. And I know, hi Cynthia, you were saying like, oh, well, you seem to follow a process, Iona. I absolutely do. And so the process, we mind map it out, like the brain thinks in images. You put the steps and then we have a linear form. I have a master template mind map for masterminders, but I don't have like a template. But I will, if you guys come to even the free chapter group coaching VIP day, if you're interested in the mastermind, I'll share more. So that's the template. It's an enrollment spot, meaning it's not just a freebie. It's a place where you can share more value than the interview or the article and make an offer, a no-brainer offer. And we were talking on the Q&A about how many offers have we made this year? How many offers have we made this week? How many offers have we made this month? And if we haven't made as many as we'd like, how do we start to make more offers? Because if we're making more offers, we're getting more clients. And the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge is focused on that for my masterclass, getting people into action. So hopefully that makes sense. I know I went on, I don't know, 15 tangents there. The freebie gift. It's a good job I've got my mind map to keep me on task. I'm going to share a little bit again from this mind map, and then I'm going to go through quite a lot of windows that you see at the top of there. So if you've got any questions, any comments, did any of that make sense, let me know, and then I will go on to the rest of my teaching. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to have a drink because I know I talk a lot. Are you guys just like in there? Okay. Barbara says, have any comments now as I'm pausing, if that made sense, something stood out, or if you've got any questions on it while I just look at this question or this comment. Barbara says, I've used Facebook ads before and had videos shared as part of them, plus direction to my ebook as part of them too. Never worked for me though. It would be good to see if YouTube ads are better. Okay. So as you know, I can't talk about it here because it would be really long, excuse me. But basically, when I'm teaching you about the step, and I'll talk about this on the masterclass, and it's the first step in my bootcamp, the step, the Soul Tribe Avatar Persona Profile. You get to know, as Seth Godin, we were talking about throughout the week, his movement marketing as well in Tribes in his book. And he's saying about knowing the demographics and the psychographics of your audience. And so when you do Facebook ads, as far as I know, because I haven't done them for years, you focus on what people like, people liking a page. And how many pages have you liked recently? And how many pages have you liked and you've forgotten about? You don't even know the pages that you've liked. So the targeting and the demographics, they used to be able to target based on income. But as far as I know, don't quote me on it, you can't do that anymore. But with YouTube, you can focus on the YouTube channels that your Soul Tribe are subscribed to. Now, you know what YouTube, what channels more so than what pages that you like. So the YouTube channels, plus you can focus on, it's the demographics and the psychographics, basically, the ads. So you can focus on the channels, you can focus on the key search terms. And in my 5-day challenge that goes with my book, I show you how to do the research for the key search terms and for the channels that are in your niche. And I show you how to use them for all of this stuff, including your blog, as you'd mentioned, you had a blog. But also later down the road, you'll be equipped, ready to use the information that you gather into your YouTube ads. So no time is actually wasted. We utilize everything that you learn and you'll be more equipped to use them, so that you can focus on key search terms, the videos that people watch, the specific videos, the specific, again, keywords, specific websites, or all kinds of things. And the targeting, and you can do retargeting on YouTube videos as well, people that are subscribed to your channel, people that have visited your website, all the things. But the biggest thing, biggest difference is that people are on lazy mode on Facebook, doom scrolling and what I had for dinner, fake. And people that are on the target audience that is on YouTube are there to learn, right? Or that the ones that you're going to target, because it's specific to your stat. So when you know your stat, your Soul Tribe avatar profile, you type that information into YouTube, and then we go with that, going and searching and doing, even when you do like your weekly videos, and that's what I will start to do. I've done a little bit, a tiny bit. You'll start to boost your weekly videos with ads. All right. So we're not just focusing on the algorithm and waiting for the algorithm at all. We're going to have a specific audience. And once, if you do the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge, then you'll be able to put money into ads, and you'll know exactly, and you'll have the confidence, and you'll have the video testimonials, and you'll have a course, all those things up and running. So if you look at that one page ad in the masterclass, you'll see that I say focus on your group, focus on getting featured. I think I'm going slow. And YouTube, knowing how to do YouTube ads, then knowing your videos on becoming a full-time YouTuber. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if you guys can like understand that. Does that translate into like, oh, okay, it makes sense. Okay. Hyacinthe says it makes sense. Good. Thank you. I don't know if the last bit makes sense. Let me know if the YouTube ads make sense, Barbara. Or like, oh, if you've used Facebook ads, you're going to be blown away by you. And I spent, I think it's about $2,000 to learn about everything that I'm sharing. I've learned and I've invested, and I'm applying. I'm about to apply. So every time I learn, I will always just share that with you. All right. Okay, cool. Right. So it's the foundations, everything of the foundations. Let me just go small. All right. So we're going to talk about ChatGTP in a second, and interview topics. And I've just typed something in to ChatGTP. And for those of you who don't know, for those of you who don't resonate, don't use it. For those of you who want to, you can Google the kinds of questions ChatGTP feature. Guest, I don't even know what I put there. Hang on, let me see. So, oh yeah. So if you want to prompts for a podcast, and so I've just done that. So if you want, when you want to be featured, and you might be a little bit nervous, and I'm going to talk about Sasha's interview questions, and this will make more sense. The interview questions that somebody would then ask you, or if you're a host, that you would ask, so that can be speeded up. We've got the co-author book series and the Soul Legacy Journal podcast, which you guys who are co-authors will be interviewed on. We've got 7 seasons. So in this playlist, you guys will have individual interviews. I'm so excited about it. And I will share my spiritual awakening through grief. When you look at the categories, and I'm going to share with you the categories that I talk about in the media kit, and those of you who are co-author will have chosen the categories that you'd want to share your spiritual awakening story. There's actually key search terms in YouTube that people are searching for relating to spiritual awakening. So spiritual awakening through grief, spiritual awakening through health, through insomnia, through anxiety. I'll share all of that with you. So I'm just really excited to the topics and the triggers that you share your interviews and your articles are going to be related to that specific area of your spiritual awakening. It's such a broad picture. It's so beautiful. All right. So your story and your spiritual alchemy gift in the giveaway. So as a co-author, if you want to share a gift in our spiritual alchemy giveaway, you can. We will have the spiritual ascension after show party as well. I've just moved dates because I'm not going to do the summit in October. I'm going to wait until the following October. Support you guys with your books, interview you guys individually, because I didn't plan to do that, but I'm just being called to, and share your book, share what have you, and then we will have a spiritual ascension after show party where you can showcase and become a guest soul guided influencer, and share your gifts in the giveaway as well. So we're going to do that. And as I said, that one of my guests participated in a giveaway, and that person was like, what the heck? So I don't think so. I've got this And then I'm going to share the tasks. And then I'm going to go through the actual windows. All right. So I'm going to share Sasha's interview and her portfolio and the free gifts related to your talking points and related to the back end of your spiritual business. So hopefully that makes sense. And let me just turn my phone off. All right. So let me just check in with you. Okay. Hang on. Let me see. 1 second. I'm going to have a drink and read this. Yes, it makes sense. I was using FB ads when working with a coach who was only teaching us things selectively, possibly not correctly, as I found out later, but your process sounds a lot better. That part. Well, first of all, and there's a lot of people in the industry that will tell you, don't even, now they'll be more honest, like don't even bother with the ads, because unless you've got a way to make back that investment. Some people, they were teaching, like, and I talk about this in the first day of my 5-day challenge that goes with the book. So sales and marketing versus serving marketing. I go in deep on that. And the experience that I had, and I won't talk about it now because it'll take me a little while for that story. But when people will say they have a tripwire product, and a tripwire product, which is like, really, is that, you know, think something under £100, dollars, whatever, so that they can, or £7 or something like that, or under 50, I think, so that they can recoup the money back for the ad. So straight away, when you're going in, opting in for something, then they offer you this product that you can never get again, that is on this page, which you can get again because you can just sign in again and get it again. So out of integrity, it makes no sense. You will never see this page ever again. Well, I will if I sign in with another email. Like, doesn't make sense. Anyway, so you guys know. And then that irks me. And then, because what you're doing is you're alienating people and hacking people off, and then they wonder why you've got a 1% conversion rate. So anyway, when you have something like that, to be able to make money, I've seen people do it nicely, actually. Rebecca, what's her name? Oh, Earth Angels. Is it Rebecca? No, I can't remember her name. Another guy, Jake something. Oh, I'll have to share. But a couple of spiritual leaders, I've seen them do that, and it is beautiful the way that they've done it. If you can pull it off, fine. But anyway, yeah. So they say if you don't have the money to, or like if you don't have a product in the back end of your business, or you don't have case studies, like you're going to come to this person that doesn't know you through an ad of all things, and then expect them to buy from you for when. You still got to build a relationship and nurture them, but there's no guarantee. You don't know when that point of that is a conversion, and what email is they're going to open. Doesn't, like, I'm just telling you. It's okay. Hang on, let me go back. I've been using this. No. Okay, hang on. I think that was it. I've been using. Okay. So Hyacinth says, I've been using Facebook for my business, but now I need to focus on YouTube, and it feels so different. Absolutely. Yeah, that's the transition. I mean, we appreciate Facebook. Thank you, Facebook. And that's where I started back in 2008. However, the amount of changes, and it's like, it's not changing for us. The people that never knew how it was back in the day, there's a lot of people that say they don't touch it. A lot of the gurus say they don't touch it. They hadn't been on it for years and years. I think, what's his name? The Diary of a CEO guy, Stephen Bartlett. I think Jay Shetty. I think, don't quote me, I think so. I've heard them say, yes, I would like to share my ebook as a gift. So when you share the ebook, if you share your ebook as in our giveaway, yeah, that's cool. Your ebook, like I say, the ebook's going to follow up for something. And so when you get interviewed, it's best not to offer a one-on-one session. It's like, don't trade your time for money. But an ebook, to call it an ebook, or to call it like a guide or what have you, rather than an ebook, because an ebook just doesn't connect. Like, it might be an ebook, but obviously not sharing the title now, but it's like a process. And if that process leads you to something else, so what I would encourage you guys to do is to share an enrollment spot, right? So I think I'm free. Oh, good Lord. I think I did. Did I crash? I would share an enrollment spot. I think you can still see me, right? Share an enrollment spot. An ebook isn't an enrollment spot. Yes, that's exciting. Seems really dishonest and Windows salesman type of tactic a lot of the time, that part. And we don't really want a part of that, do we? Do you mean Rebecca Campbell? That's it. Yeah. What did I say? Hey, everyone. Hey, love. How you doing? Hang on. Let's hide. Let's like put you out. I don't like that picture. All right. Barbara, say it's called Radiant Spa Lift in a Day and is a guide to creating holistic home spa with a difference. So the specific gifts and stuff I will share, because the giveaways are gonna be what I stand for, because I've got to endorse it and put my name on it. So it will be an enrollment spot gift, I would say. So probably not just the ebook, because I'm standing for that is the whole let's build a list, let's build an email list, and we want to build a call list. All right, but I will show you how. All right, so let me share the rest of my screen. All right, so I'm going to start to shut down some windows. Okay, where am I? Think we're good. All right, so let me go here and start to shut down some of these windows. All right, so let me shut down this one. Okay, maybe it doesn't want to shut down. Oh, come on, not today. It's literally freezing on me. Hang on. Let's not speak that into existence. I'm aware that it's gone black. All right, so we talked about Aaron Doherty, and these are comments on purpose. I've gone down here, so I remembered. These are all comments. Let's see how long. 5 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 years ago, 5 years ago. I'm just looking to see, you know, like comments. Then when the thing initially goes out there, and then usually the comments are more recent. Let's see if it's got more recent ones as well. 4 years ago, 2 years ago, hang on, 3 years ago. All right. So this right here is the interview, show you where, with Aaron Doherty, right? And so I don't even know if I'm saying his name right. Sorry, Aaron, if I'm butchering it. So interview with Aaron Doherty on Spiritual Awakening. That's all you need to say. Interview with your name on Spiritual Awakening. Fantastic. All right. So the interview, we've got like buy my book. See that? Listen to it on Audible. See that? Social media links. I talk about all these things. Goodness knows what else that is. But the biggest thing that I want you to notice is when you go to a YouTube video now, observer mode, right? They've got chapters in the videos, right? And so you can see kind of what the sections of the video is, the interview. And also we've got show transcript. So I don't know if you guys know that. Show transcript. Let me see what you can see. Show transcript. And the transcript shows up to the side and it shares the actual words in this video, what they're actually saying, etc. And I talk about this in the 5-day challenge that goes with my book, The Spiritual YouTubers, 5-day fast track movement marketing model. Because when you see videos, not just even an interview, when you see how people word the videos, YouTube, the algorithm recognizes what you speak about, as well as the description. So it knows what the video is about. So interview, talking points, and article topics. When not in this particular one, I can't show you in here, but for a specific video, people will say, hey, welcome to blah, blah, blah. They're talking about spiritual awakening and they want it to get ranked for that. They'll talk about it and talk about it and talk about it so that it's like heard almost by the YouTube algorithm. So that is the interview. Even if you're like, oh, okay, what did he say? Or I'm not really clear. What could I say? You can see the interview questions that somebody is asking someone else. So I'm going to ask you to do a little bit of research for yourself so that your brain can't take you out and go, I can't do that. Just two people talking and getting some questions answered. All right. Let me see what is up next. So I mentioned Anne-Marie's video, so how to tell you if you're having a spiritual awakening. And I reached out to Anne-Marie, and you can see when I typed in the key search term spiritual awakening up here, and I put together all of those, that spiritual awakening stories playlist, I want to interview some of those YouTubers. So as a host, I'm looking at it a little bit different. Let me see what you can see. I'm looking at it a little bit differently. And so Anne-Marie's got her links to become a spiritual life coach, become a master life coach, her online courses, love it. She's actually got a course to teach you about retreats and stuff. Really, really great. And look what her website is called as well, her YouTube channel and her website, Soul Awakening Academy. Obviously, mine's the oh my gosh, the Soul Legacy Academy. I almost forgot. I'm like, what? So anyway, I reached out to Anne-Marie, but this was 2 years ago, and I actually ended up talking about this at the end of the book in chapter 11, joint vision partnerships, or lighthouse partnerships I talk about. And I ended up fostering. And so I was like, do you know what? I'm swamped. I can't even do it now. But I said, hey, Anne-Marie, so it's not hard. I'm giving you all I've got. Hey, Anne-Marie, I'd love to speak to you and hear more about your spiritual awakening story. I found your email. Hope it's okay. I'm about to send an email reaching out to you about featuring your story in my interview series. So Anne-Marie says, hey, great to connect, email. And then I said, perfect, I'll get on it. Awesome. I'll do this tomorrow. And then Robin, because I've mentioned her, Robin came along and mentioned what Anne-Marie was talking about, the Celestine prophecy in the video, which Robin had recommended me to watch that movie. It's brilliant. Such a great book, blah, blah, blah. And the fact is that my ex's sister, when I first met my twin flame, he was actually reading that book, the Celestine prophecy, before I knew Robin, which is pretty cool. So when you want to go and be features, where people might reach out to you to share your spiritual awakening story. And so I asked you guys to do the video visibility challenge, right? And you're like, I don't want to, Iona, it's long. I'm going to have to read what you've said in the video visibility challenge, and I don't have time. However, as a community, as we grow the community, if your story sits in our playlist for sharing your spiritual awakening story, like Aaron Doty, like Anne-Marie, then people can then feature you. So when we're on the monthly call, you go, oh, my video visibility challenge is in the playlist. You share your time zone, you share who you are, you share what you do, who you do it for, you share that you've read the rules, you share a bit about your spiritual awakening story, right? You share what you do and who you do it for, you share your author and authority bio, rather than trying to pitch on a call. So we're there together to go create, connect, and collaborate. And what I want to do is ask you guys is, if you know of anyone who would be a great fit for our call and our soul tribe and our community, would you do me a favor and invite them in? Whether you're watching on replay, you're watching on live, do you know one or two people that would just help me spread this movement? That's an ask. I don't normally ask, but yeah, let's do this, right? Let's do this. As you share your spiritual awakening story in our playlist, then we've got more and more and more light workers in this movement. All right, hopefully that is resonating with you, and you might be willing to actually do that. That's Chelsea's portal. All right. We've got no more questions or comments. I think we're good. All right. So I'm just trying to stop all the comments. So homework recap. Remember what I've just said, right? This just led so nicely. And so we had day 5 where we were sharing, watch 1 or 2 spiritual awakening stories in the playlist. Right now, you've got a bigger reason to share how pain into power, wounds into wisdom, trauma into triumph. Don't make it so long. And do the video visibility challenge, right? So for this task, you're going to research some of the TV, radio summit, or video interviews. And I know that somebody said they don't know what a summit is. I'll share with you more so what my summit was that I put as a pilot season. But some of the podcasts in your area of expertise, and see how you would answer the questions that they've been asked. Again, observer mode rather than absorber mode, because your brain can't take you out if you're informed and you know the kind of questions that you would ask, you know the kind of articles that you're going to write. So whether you've got an author platform, I don't think that many of you had. in your homework said that you've built a solid author platform, maybe a little bit. But we can now focus. If you want to, you could do an article a month. So you've got 12 articles by this time next year. You do 4 articles and 1 a week. So however many that 52, right? So however many that is. You do 1 a week, 52 articles. You can, whatever. You can post them on LinkedIn if you don't want to post them in the article site, whatever. You do 1 interview a month. You could do 4 interviews a month. You could do a TV, a radio, whatever. Right, I know that you guys are, but pacing yourself and coming to our monthly Media Kit collab call and saying, actually, I've got a feature, or, you know, I've written an article, or you've got that space of accountability and people that actually are excited. I, for one, am excited to hear where you're being featured. You know, I've got you, and, you know, I'll be on that call, right? So how cool is that? I'm going to shut that down. No, I'm not going to shut it down because I'll need it again. Let me know if that makes sense and it's more of an incentive and you're actually going to do the video visibility challenge. Let me know that. Okay, I'm going to have a drink because I've been talking for ages. Would you do the video visibility challenge? And it says that you guys are hopping off. So hopefully you're not. I'm getting messages. All right, cool. Let me know in the comments if you do. Just say yes. I'll do the video visibility challenge because it makes sense. All right. So this video I talked about, or this interview I talked about when I said the 11th month, the 11th day at the 11th hour. This was me at 11 p.m. UK time. And so Laurelie interviewed me, and Laurelie has, this is not just where this is being featured. This has been repurposed on to YouTube, but she actually has a radio show on the network, United Public Radio Network, and I don't know, it's hundreds of thousands of people that tune into her show every single month or every single show. I don't know exactly, but she shares the stats and it's huge. And she actually says that, you know, anybody that I know, absolutely send them. So Barbara says, yes, absolutely, it makes sense. I'm committed to doing the visibility challenge. Yes. Woo-hoo. So that I'm sure I paid 2K. I paid 2K to be on a monthly call. I paid 2K to learn how to do joint venture partnerships. They didn't teach me how to create my program. They didn't teach me how to do YouTube. They didn't teach me how to write my book. I'm just saying. That's my Yorkshire accent. Well done. I'm excited. Yes, incentive. Because she's like, what's in it for me then? Why should I do that? And then you can share it out as well. You can share it on your own, save it on your own YouTube channel. Share, this is who you are, blah, 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 blah. Help us use, Hyacinth says yes. Okay, cool. So what I want to share, maybe this will play. Tell me if you can hear this. I'm going to play it. Hang on, hang on. So then Laurelie said, this is long, this bio. She read out my bio. She said, but this is a good bio. I'm going to share it. And then somebody said, I really love that bio. Right? I'm just saying. Your girl walks the talk. I will be focusing more so on the media. And then I share my, I share the co-author book series as well, wherever I get featured. Okay, you can't hear it? Okay. So Laurelie read out my bio, basically. All right. She read out that bit. Oh, thank you. So this is ChatGTP. So what I did today was create an interview, talking points for an interview on spiritual business success. So ChatGTP, as Mr. Grateful said, as I shared earlier in the week, I have worked with ChatGTP. I've had more files than this. I've deleted a bunch because I've got the dating YouTube channel and this YouTube channel. It kept confusing the two. I was like, dude, I'm going to delete some stuff, but it had it in its memory. So it's got me in its memory, and I've copied and pasted my courses, my outlines for my courses, my chapters of my book, etc. So it knows me more. So, and I'll tell you why it knows me more, because I said create an interview, create an interview, talking points for an interview on spiritual business success. It says, here's a set of interview talking points. Hopefully you can see this. I can't make it bigger. You can use for an interview on spiritual business success. They're structured so you can guide the conversation, share your story, and highlight your expertise while giving listeners practical takeaways. All right, then. Interview talking points, introduction and personal story, brief introduction, who you are, what you do. So you need to practice who you are and what you do. I just typed this into ChatGPT. That is the only instruction that I gave it, right? Your journey into spiritual entrepreneurship, what led you to this path, the challenges you faced. Oh gosh, look at this. Fear of visibility, imposter syndrome, burnout, lack of clarity. So if I went on an interview and shared that, would that resonate with any of you guys? Visibility, imposter syndrome, burnout, lack of clarity. Have you guys shared that? So I'm going to reach my soul tribe because that was part of my journey, right? The breakthrough moment that shifted your business into alignment with your soul purpose. Can I get an amen? What is spiritual business success, how it differs from traditional business success, defining success beyond money, alignment, freedom, impact, purpose, what spiritual entrepreneurs often feel like to build movements, not just businesses. Oh, ChatGPT's got me down. Core principles on spirit, blah, blah, blah. Aligning your movement, your message, your money, your higher purpose, authenticity, integrity, consistency, overcoming common blocks, fear of visibility, imposter syndrome, shifting your mindset from selling, from pushy to service, right? Managing energy as a sensitive ADHD brained entrepreneur. I hadn't actually read this. I love it. Practical strategies for growing your business, creating leverage and passive income streams, books, courses, group programs. Your girl's gonna. And so I could take even just one of these, right, and run with it on an interview because you're not even going to have that much time, right? So your signature work about your spiritual YouTuber's book, explain how the principles inside apply to anyone in spiritual business, masterclass collaboration, blah, blah, blah. The future is a business, the trends on visibility, online visibility, publishing and video platforms, calls to action, which we know it's calls to conversation. But listen, invite listeners to the spiritual business book marketing masterclass and offer a one-on-one breakthrough session, spiritual business success breakthrough session. Encourage them to connect to your YouTube channel at SoulLegacyTV, Spiritual Business Success. Ta-da! Right? So I'm going to share with you the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge is doing a one-on-one, 50 one-on-one breakthrough sessions in 50 days, making those offers so that you've got those interview talking points. So I said to ChatGPT, is this helpful? I said to ChatGPT, please, perfect. Please list 20 questions to give an interviewer to ask me based on this, and that is relevant to the spiritual YouTubers from scratch book. So it says, great, I'll create this list, and it's 20 interview questions. So again, personal and story foundations, spiritual YouTubers from scratch, principles and alignment, overcoming blocks. So it's based it on that, and it's broken it down and given me questions. So the first question, I'll just read a couple of them. Can you share a little bit about your journey into spiritual business? What first called you to this soul path? What does spiritual business success mean to you? And how does it differ from traditional definitions of success? You talk about imposter syndrome and fear of visibility. How did you personally overcome these challenges? Blah, 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 blah. So you can think of how would you answer those questions so that you are more prepared. Now, I don't personally give out questions or ask people to ask me certain questions, but you could. There's no harm in it, and you could put like on the interview directory, like I cover this and I cover this, right? Or like you could reach out and say, you know, I'd love to be featured on I don't cover this on this 1 week to create, but I do cover it in the bootcamp and the mastermind. You could reach out and just say, you know, I'd love to feature on your podcast, and here's what I talk about. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's just, yeah. And I don't know if I shared with you it might be on this one. It might be on this one. There's a group that I featured in, I was going to feature in, sorry, and when called the Spiritual Coaches Network. And in order to feature, they say you need your bio, what have you. I don't know if it's in here today, but hopefully that's helpful. Is that helpful? All right, I'm going to shut that down. I'm going to come back and see if that is helpful. Is that helpful? Let me know if it's helpful. This is a done for you, never write from scratch again. So it's called PLR. So if you want to say we're going to go with morning routines, right? Morning routines. I don't know if they've got stuff on that. I think so. So if I type in something to do with morning routines, right? Let's see what they've come up. So they have content basically that you can use as your own. So natural health and safety, self-improvement, weight loss, parenting and family, happiness, joy, whatever types of content or genres or topics or subjects, your area of expertise, they will probably have something. So there's my morning routines are smart, creating an evening routine. Hang on. I have grabbed stuff from that, and I actually have a journaling bundle that goes with is a bonus for my boot campers, I think, because I teach journaling as well. I suggest you guys journal, and I've got like a list of journaling prompts, time management strategies, weight loss bundle, Mother's Day bundle, blah blah blah, natural health and safety bundle, affirmations, etc. Living with seasonal disorder. Those things that you can break up and you can use as ideas for articles, see how articles are written. They've got like all kinds of products, like coaching products, bundles, etc. If you don't want to do your self-improvement, coloring book, affirmation, blah blah blah. All right. So don't think that even this could be for articles or for videos. When I was saying about, your videos on when you get to the 4th stage in the 1-page plan, and again, these videos are upcoming. It's not, oh, well, I'm going to create now a bunch of videos. These are the videos that are ongoing that promote your book. Once you've got the other back end done, I'm just showing you this because this is the vision of where we're going to. But when you capture ideas, I remember saying this to you, Barbara, that when you capture ideas for an article or a video, you can create one and schedule it out for later. All right. You can just sketch. So this isn't created. It's up and coming. Right. And so I've put the description, and I used ChatGTP just to help me with the tips. And so I've written the whole description, right, and all my links already ahead of time. I just have to go live and share it. Right. So we schedule, it takes 10 minutes to schedule out a video, go into say an hour, schedule out a video, ask the questions in ChatGTP, schedule it about half an hour. I don't know, whatever. But it's right. So I share those tips. I pull the tips up onto the screen when I share to a tip. Tip number 1, speak your truth even when it feels vulnerable. Let me see another tip. Trying to click along. Tip number 3, focus on connection over perfection. There's 7 tips. Release the need to control every outcome. Allow yourself to be a work in progress. That's for people, and Natalie was on there. I think that's probably my issue. I'm a perfectionist. We talk about perfection being that form of self-sabotage. So as your audience grows, you're there and you're pinning a comment and you're promoting your book. These are called book launch videos, right? So remember the Amazon stores, the different Amazon stores, like, here you go. There you go, buy the book. So not only am I sharing with you how to write your book, but actually publish your book. It's an all-in-one suite. Like there's you're never going to get the level of support that I give you in the boot camp and the mastermind. You're just not. I'm telling you, you're not. Because people either they don't know or they don't care that much. I do. All right. Let me see. Was that helpful as well? Is it all helpful? Very helpful. Thank you. Varus says, hang on. I got some of the PLR, but that I purchased in the past too, but I haven't utilized them yet. There you go. See, it's reminding you actually, I can use that. And why did I get it? Or I can get other stuff that's related to the overall topics in the article. Yes, it is a help. Cool. So has some of the fear diminished? And do you know some of the strategy and the go-to and what you would be doing on a daily, on a weekly, and a monthly basis, rather than sitting there just posting content on social media platforms that don't want to even show you content to the people that you're here to serve anyway? And have you got the people in your social media that actually want what it is that you have? Like, are the people that you're connected to, your friends, your connections, your followers, actually your ideal clients? Because if they're not your staff and you're posting on social media and you don't even know if they want what you have, makes no sense. That makes no sense. Barbara says, I even bought a course I could custom from Peeler. Yeah. So then now, whether you've got that course and whether it's relevant is a different matter. I can't help if it's not, but if it is, but that's really cool. Barbara says, yes, great idea to schedule things that you haven't done yet either. Get a summary of with ChatGPT's help. And so if you guys don't know, that when you do the stats on the back end of your YouTube channel, excuse me, and you'll hear like Stephen Bartlett says this, the guy that's the diary of a CEO, he'll say he's got like 4 million subscribers or something like that. And he says, do me a favor, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, because what really surprises me is that I don't know 60% of you that watch this podcast and not actually subscribed. It do my channel a great lot of good. I'm actually verbatim for Stephen Bartlett. Listen to him that much. I love listening to interviews. And he says, you know, do my channel, and then the kind of guests that I can get on this channel is going to help grow the channel. Da, da, da. So most of the people that watch your videos are not subscribed. So why should they subscribe? Or just because I asked you to? You know, when people go, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Why? Why do they want to? Why should they? Like, but if you see my channel, it's like, oh, she's got content. People are like, you've got so much content. It's like there's 7-day challenges, there's interviews, and the interviews are not done. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not, but and people are subscribing anyway. I do say, oh, you know, subscribe to the YouTube channel, but not correct. People just naturally do subscribe, and YouTube will bring the videos. So even if you're not subscribed, have you seen that in for certain channels that you've come across, the next day or the next time that you go onto YouTube, you'll see something else from that YouTuber, right? Have you seen that? So the algorithm is more supportive than, I don't know, when you go on the Facebook news feed, you don't even know who you're going to see. It's just weird. And you're just seeing people talking about just random just random. It's just random. I am not someone who is a social media absorber, because people complain about the mental health, and people complain about, and I'm saying complain because it's like, you know, my mental health is not good. I've got anxiety, or like, oh, I don't have time, or I feel really overwhelmed. But they spend hours on social media because it's designed that way to suck your brain. Like, it's just not cool. So I want to support you in the habits of being an author and an authority. Let me keep going with this. Again, any questions, any ahas, then I appreciate it. Keep it coming, keep it coming. So this is spiritual awakening. So it right here, I've typed in spiritual awakening. Now you'll see that from down here, I don't know if you can actually see that, but when you use tools that I share with you in the 5-day challenge, 5-day challenge is lit, just so you know, it's a gift to me, gift to you from me, if you're a book reader. And this is a software called, a tool called Keywords Everywhere. And excuse me. And so it shows you how many people are searching per month, the search volume and the trend. 27,000 people per month are searching for the key search term spiritual awakening. You know how I talked about the interview topics where you're speaking, and also the article topics? This is what you're going to type in, and you're going to get data back. Can't do that on Facebook. Can't do that on LinkedIn. I'm just saying. Enlightenment, 200,000 people. If you talk about enlightenment, can I get an amen? If you talk about spiritual growth, 12,000 people per month. And it's not that you just want to get ranked, because that's great if you do. You wouldn't do such a big key search term if you wanted to get ranked. You'd do something lower, like under 1,000, they say, like spiritual awakening signs. or Spirituality Explained, or Spiritual Awakening for Beginners, or something lower. Anyway, or Spiritual Awakening Frequency, whatever it is. But you can share your story based on Spiritual Awakening, what have you. And so there are people searching and wanting videos and wanting to learn, basically. And so if I have a video that I've, say, an interview or a book launch video, and it's around a certain topic, I can target these key search terms and get the video in front of the people that are searching. And the more money I have to invest, the more people that it's going to reach. And then I'm giving them a call to conversation to join my community and join my one-on-one, or join my masterclass, or join my, do you get what I'm saying? But I already know, oh, well, I've got an enrollment spot. By that time, when you're doing ads, you know you've got an enrollment spot. You're welcome. Spiritual, etc. So these are the key search terms. So we'll put Spiritual Awakening in. That's an ad. And so we see 11 years ago, Psychosis of Spiritual Awakening. If there's a TED talk on it, you know it's good. All right. So this lady is just epic. Christina Lopez. She's dominating the space. You've probably seen some of her videos, etc. Eckhart Tolle talking about it, etc. So people are out there searching because it's relevant, and it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. So you might, in the 5-day challenge and in the co-author book series I will share with you, that you just saw that I just typed in, you may or may not have saw that I typed in a Spiritual Awakening, then the letter A, and it says Spiritual Awakening and Depression, Spiritual Awakening audiobook, Spiritual Awakening anxiety, Spiritual Awakening and addiction, Spiritual Awakening after narcissistic abuse, Spiritual Awakening and twin flames, relationships and sexuality, Spiritual Awakening after meeting somebody. So if I type in the word B, Spiritual Awakening for Beginners book, see that 4,000 people searching for Spiritual Awakening book, we will have that. Spiritual Awakening body pain, brain fog, back pain, whatever you've gone through in your spiritual awakening and you're talking about it in an interview, people are searching for it, right? Spiritual awakening and chakras, spiritual awakening and chest pain. Okay. Depression, spiritual awakening and depression, spiritual awakening and dreams, diet, dizziness, whatever it is, like, however somebody's going through it. And if that's your area of expertise, boom. And I'm not saying you have to type in spiritual awakening. I'm just saying, as a co-author or as sharing your spiritual awakening story, there are people searching for others that are going through it, and others that are can come together in a community. Okay. And so that you can support. So what's this one? Morning routines. So I typed in morning routines, and 60,000 people are typing in morning routines, but depending on the niche, morning routines at 5 a.m, morning routines at the weekend, morning routines working out, morning routines for school for 5 a.m. So they're different morning routines. Somebody that is a teacher versus, I'm not saying a mum can't be a teacher, but versus as a mum getting children to school or for a workout are going to be different. So you differentiate yourself depending on your niche. Hopefully that makes sense. So it doesn't matter what key search term it is. The fact is that 60,000 people are searching for my morning routine. People might share what their morning routine is, like a story time. You can share your morning routine after you had your spiritual, or whatever it is. I'm not going to pay too much on that, but hopefully you're getting the power of YouTube. And so I talked about, let me go back. I talked about, hang on. I talked about being interviewed and groups and stuff. There's podcasts. Look, I've got 138 friends in podcasters on Facebook. All right. And so be a guest, find a guest. So really, all of those people need to be invited to this Movement Marketing Media Kit Challenge. Can I get an amen? All right. That is the first thing I'm going to do on Monday morning. All right. So where do I find my friends? The ones that want to do a podcast and want to be interviewed, right? Because my friends are in my niche. All right. So share your podcast. Okay. Can I get an amen? But anyway, you can go and you can be featured in podcasts, all right, podcast groups and what have you. So the co-author book series, so if you do have the Google Doc on the Movement Marketing Media Kit Challenge, which I had shared in the beginning, and I will share again. And that is going all the way through this challenge. And this will be updated every for the 1st of September every year. But the replays are still going to be in here. This is going to be in your Google Documents for you to have to go through, for you to come to the Spiritual Business Book Marketing on YouTube Masterclass, or the next up and coming one in the playlist, and get your bonus gifts. So we're going to be taking book marketing to the next level. If you found value in this, is like, can I get an amen? We've got the free chapter group coaching VIP day, the groups, the one-on-one session that I am gifting. So I've actually, let me pause there. So I had 2 sessions booked in already, right? And so they're actually co-authors and students of mine. And so one booked in at 7 a.m. and one booked in at 7 p.m. So one lady's in Australia and one lady's in the UK. That's global. However, my times on my calendar accommodate for that. It accommodates for the time zones. So when you're scheduling out your stuff, your interviews and your work, bear in mind the time zones. And I love that, like 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Somebody might be working in the UK in the day. It might just be some, I don't even know what time it is at night for in the, what do you call it, in, goodness me, in Australia. Let me see what else you guys have said. Have you said anything else? Hang on. No, we got that. I mainly use FB for education and upliftment. You might use it, FB for education and upliftment, but are the people that you are connected with, have you intentionally added people who are friends of yours who want to hear that? And yeah, that's what I mean. But yeah, I know you do. All right, let me just see. So can't remember what I was saying. What was I going to say? I can't remember now. Yeah, that was it. The point of, let me make sure I'm sharing my screen. So yeah, UK. So World Time Buddy, convert your time zone. That's the boot camp if you want to come with me. So it's $555. Bear in mind that's dollars, not even pounds, right? I'm in the UK, I'm taking a hit. But in US dollars, that's cool. But in Australian dollars, it's a little bit more. Canadian dollars, it's a little bit more. But in UK, it's less. So I take a hit. So it's $277 for 2 payments, budget payments. And I'll talk about this more on the masterclass. 5 payments, $111, and $55, 10 payments, affordable. I made a vow that when I figured this out, I would share it for how I do, and never let anybody be outpriced on my services. And you can go in there, you can have a look. Well, I'll talk about it on the masterclass, but you can have a look at the enrollment page and enroll. And if you want to full pay, that's a $55 off coupon code. In here is the Google Doc that I'm sharing with you on spiritual awakening stories, and actually getting featured as a co-author, coming on to the co-author collab chat. Again, it's not a one-on-one collab chat for me now, it's a one-to-many. And so the catalyst categories of this spiritual awakening stories book are the same stories where I talk about living intentionally, where I talked about the 7 freedoms, my movement. And so that is set to have co-authors share their stories in these particular areas. So that's inspiring others and their soul tribe in these particular areas. This is what I've been downloaded. Can you imagine what it's actually taken to actually put all of this together? I'm like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It came through me. So you can share a spiritual awakening story on purpose, career, quitting a job. I can't make this bigger. Can I make this bigger? Yeah, I can. Quitting a job. Let me see what you can see. Can you see it? Hang on. Let me make it even bigger without like being ridiculous. Oh no, hang on. I make it bigger. Can you guys see that? Maybe. So the catalyst category, I call them. Career purpose, quitting a job, teachers, books, podcast, your spiritual awakening story through health, physical pain, insomnia, illness, fatigue, diet, weight gain. You might be like, oh, I've got a story on all of these, and that's fantastic. I'll share with you on the masterclass or on the collab call how to actually share and participate in this. And so a spiritual awakening story through emotional freedom, anger, anxiety, depression, abuse, fear, grief. Imagine your soul clients, your soul tribe, your soul niche going through what you've been through now. or having coming out the other side and typing and searching in online, like, does anybody understand what I'm going through, right? And showing empathy for them and creating a community for them and creating a service, being in service, serving marketing, creating a challenge or a workshop for them to overcome their challenges, right? To make them aware, to give them clarity on their challenges. A spiritual awakening through environmental freedom, moving home, losing everything, home, work, nature, travel. You could do an article, you can do an interview, you can type some stuff in chat GTP now, you know, like, I'm not saying don't go off the book with a AI generated story because it's 350 words, but I'm just saying, like, to spread out your message, like, okay, well, here's what my course is on, here's what, blah, blah, blah. Spiritual awakening story through parents, siblings, children, soulmates, spouse, etc. Spiritual awakening story, that was through relationships. This one's through spirituality, universe, spirit, God, religion, church, rituals, meditation. I say etc. because you decide what your story, what category your story fits in. We haven't got 8 categories, we've got 7, we haven't got 10 categories. So choose a story that fits under one. All right. And so the 7th category is through finances. So bankruptcy, money blocks, redundancy, and unemployment. And I say the freedom frequency because the lower vibrational frequencies is where the dark night of the soul is. We're at that lower vibration when we're going through a spiritual awakening. But when we're giving the spiritual ascension tools and we're alchemizing our gifts and giving them back, we are at that frequency and everybody else comes onto that frequency and we're going. All right. We're rising and residing at the cheers to financial freedom frequency. Can I get an amen? Does that make sense? That's my movement, right? That's my movement. All right. Let me see if that makes perfect. Okay, cool. All right. So when I had done my event, so I talked about in the 1-page plan, having a group and having events and being able to reach the people that you're here to serve, like your staff, and connecting with people. So I did this. I don't even know why it's doing that. I did this event, and some of you may have said, oh yeah, I'm coming to the event. I don't know why. Can you see that? It's doing something really wonky. It's not showing the title of it. But anyway, the event was on sharing your spiritual awakening story. And I have people say, 15 people say that they're interested. Not everybody joined the chat, but some of you did. And some of you are now students and co-authors. I don't know why that's doing that. It's just being really weird. I'm going to go back into it. So this is the Movement Marketing Media Kit Challenge. And we have upcoming events, and it's just not wanting to load. I don't know why. Give it a second. It's just deciding no. See, this is how wonky this, like, there was no wonkiness on other platforms, just saying, right, the events anyway. So the events and then inviting people, you get it, right? So having a group and inviting people to events is a thing. So then I share the spirit. So the next one is in 6 days. I don't think that many people are going to come on because I've been doing this, but they might. And then the 3rd of October, 10th, 24th, etc. And I will keep going until we get to book launch day, right? And so we launched the Kindle on the 22nd of April. And we launched the paperback on my son's birthday, the 6th of May. So when you guys are like, come on, I want to write my story, I've got stuff to still do. Okay, I've got co-authors to still come into the movement. All right, so be patient with me as I share with that, invite people in. I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I've got it all covered. I've got it all scheduled out, but there's certain things that happen in a certain order, okay, for a big project. So again, like I say, where would I find my staff? 487 friends in the collective consciousness. So you can see that I've collected people from, so my friends are aware. So I don't, 1.4 million members. Wow. And so where are you gathering your friends? Where are your friends from? Right. 74 friends in Spiritual Awakening. 80. Rather than going out there and building a list, notice where your friends are and connect with them. All right. So anybody that I invite to say, okay, well, you know, are you a light worker? Do you have a spiritual awakening story? I know where to reach my soul tribe. Okay. I talked about that on the Q&A. I've got a couple of more windows to share, and then I will give you a task in your homework. We've got the book launch club for co-authors. We'll all be inviting people in for our interviews and to share our story, etc., etc. Those people have come in because I have invited them in, but we will do the 6th of May and the 22nd. So when are you watching this on replay throughout 2026, 5 and 2026, even if we've gone past the book launch date, we have another season. You saw the duplicate of the movement, so you can still reach out and you can still come onto the co-author collab chat. It's still the same link. All right. So your girl has been organized and organizing. I want to share, I shared a little bit about Lindsay and helping Lindsay's story, The Flight of a Butterfly, a true story of overcoming adversity and reaching empowerment. Now, I didn't help Lindsay write this book. She actually wrote it in lockdown. But what I did do was read the book and love it. And I'm going to share a little bit of a story around that if you guys are good. And hopefully I'll get done on time. What I would say is doing the research first. Flight of a Butterfly, Flight of a Butterfly. We don't really want other book names the same as ours, if we can help it. Okay. Any more comment? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Are you listening intently or have you gone? All right, let's take the Mac laptop out of my basket. All right, so Flight of a Butterfly. So let me read this. She said, Lindsay says, do you want to become the best possible version of yourself? Are you struggling with trauma, toxic attachments, or the concept of self-love? Are your limiting beliefs holding you back from being your highest self? Flight of a Butterfly is a true story of overcoming, of healing the scars left by deeply traumatic experiences, hardships, and the pain and the burden of self-blame, charting the gradual shift from a mindset of fear and dependence to one of freedom, confidence, and independence. This is one unbreakable woman's journey to transformation. Absolutely, it really is. So prepare to refill your cup and embrace your own personal growth as you dive deep within yourself to heal your wounds. Living the life you truly desire begins with this, learning to love yourself first. And so you can read a sample of Lindsay's book. I actually purchased Lindsay's book. I shared that with you, and I shared on the playlist I'm not going to go through all of this, but I shared it with the playlist of helping Lindsay become number one. My childhood, blinking, court date, feeling unloved, etc. So there's a little bit of a reading the sample with broken wings. The way that the way that Lindsay writes this, her childhood, right, is like a journal entry. It's absolutely epic. It's an incredible book. And she said she sat down in lockdown, when everybody else is doing, I don't even know what they're doing. Lindsay wrote a book. So I did help Lindsay with the bio. And she says, coping with drug addiction at the age of 15, domestic violence, many traumas. Remember when you guys said, oh, well, I've done this and I've done that. She's been in the fitness industry for 17 years, etc., cognitive NLP, CBT, etc. And so my review, where was it? My review is on there somewhere. I might not be logged into the UK one. I'm not. I think I showed you it anyway. I did the review while I was traveling, and it was just really epic. My twin flame and I were traveling from down south to Scotland, and we were reading the book, and we were like, "No, Lindsay, don't do it. Don't go back to the stuff that she'd done and the people." So Lindsay posted it's actually the beginning of this month, Flight of a Butterfly with a #1 bestseller in there, and this may say, "I love your book," and she says, "Thank you." So Lindsay has now a best-selling author on her site because I helped her in a week, and she got #1 in 9 categories in 7 days. And I was like, "How did you do better than me?" So this is the Soul Legacy Academy. This is in the Global Networking Hub. You guessed it. I have in Hub 4 some interviews that I did, and so Ramona Miles was one of my students in my very first beta group 9 years ago. the Purpose Profit system, which is the same system, but it's revamped. And I got to interview Ramona, and she is a digital nomad, and she is in Egypt. So that was fun. But I'd made this a pilot season because I was like, okay, it's not really, I just wanted to do it. And so, sorry if you can hear that. And so Barbara was in that playlist. So I got to interview Robin as well. And Casey, unfortunately, Casey has passed. And so Casey was a friend of Robin who was interviewed. But Robin got interviewed as well. If you want to watch any of those, they're in the Global Networking Hub. I'm going to shut that down. The replay is in there. I'm going to shut that down. I'm talking about, I had been talking about my features, and I will I'm taking my own. So as well as teaching you guys, I'm doing my own movement behind the scenes, right? I will be taking my own book because I want to get my book out there. It's not just about your book, it's mine too. So I put the presenter, course creator, founder, producer, etc., my picture, the bio before ChatGTP, and the short bio for ChatGTP, and the long bio before or after ChatGTP. It tends to shorten stuff. And so my free gifts, again, the enrollment spot, and that should be the last Monday of the month. And then what I'm sharing on the masterclass, my bonus gifts in the masterclass, and then a free chapter Great Coaching VIP day. So my gifts are not just any generic thing. So when people are in the industry zigging, you want to zag. So people are going, download my PDF. I'm like, come to a live masterclass. It really is live. You can watch the replay. And actually, I'm gifting a free chapter group coaching VIP day for anybody who downloads the free chapter in my book, which I give as a bonus. But also, if you want to work with me deeper, we can talk about it there. Hello, there's 50 spots. So you're going out there and you get featured, and this is scheduled out again and again and again. So where you're being featured, it's a running model. So the podcast, like 5 years ago with Aaron Doherty, it's still running. Because you guys are like, why would you do your masterclass 12 times in a year? Because people are still coming and coming and coming, and they are, because I'm visualizing it. Free chapter, free preview of my 5-day course, or gifted for those who buy my book. It's gifted $555. Can you imagine? Have you ever heard anybody on an interview give so much? No, you haven't. But I don't have to touch it. It's passive. It's a passive income stream. I'm selling my book. I'm inviting people to the enrollment spot, and I'm inviting people to a one-to-many call once a month, 12 times in a year, to enroll in my $5,555 mastermind. I only need nine people per month to be able to make 50K, right? And you guys have got value here, right? Other people charge a lot more, and that will be to write your book, etc., right? But I'm gifting my co-authors that part of the mastermind. There's a lot more in there. The YouTube ads and retreats and different things that I will share with you guys. So more info, more links. Okay. So I just wanted to share that with you. I think I am almost done. I realize I'm at time. So the co-author book series will be there, that you guys can get more of the information in there. It's in the Google Doc. I'd love to have you guys on if you are interested in the co-author chat. We do have replays for the co-author chat. Yeah, we did that already, didn't we? We've done that. We've done that. Let me just see. Oh, the breakfast session I mentioned as a bonus for those of you who participate live. So obviously we're on day 6. We're almost going to be done. So if you want to still participate and get the one-on-one, you can, as long as you get your homework done by the end of Sunday, depending on what you're watching this. And some of you are watching like on the replays. But I want to say that every time I do this live, I will offer this out, or my team will, as I grow a team, they will give you a one-on-one session. So do make sure that you are clicking get notified. And if you come to the 1 week to create a badass spiritual business vision board challenge live, then we'll have these up for grabs as well. They are up for grabs for masterminders as well. The monthly Media Kit collab call, can you make sense? Make it make sense. I'm super excited. The next one is on the 6th of October. Make sure you're scheduled in. then the first Monday of the month. And again, calls to conversation. So whenever you're watching this, right, whenever you're watching this, this is going to be here as a replay for the entire year till the third week in September. And so I've got it covered. So you can see that whenever you come to watch this, all you have to do is click on that and come in and join us, right? So your girl like looks crazy, but I'm not. All right, so this is me in my book, Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch. I'm done now. And let me know what your takeaway is from today, and then I'll come and we'll wrap up. And so this is meeting me. So on my Meet Me page, and so I will share how you do your Meet Me page in your book. And again, the free chapter group coaching VIP day, the masterclass, and the soul guided influencers call. I'm not waiting for the algorithms to share with my audience. When I take my book on a virtual book tour, right, people know where to find me and where the links are. All right, so I want to share that. There's the testimonials, there's the 5-day, right? Oh, I've just given away the coupon code. Did you see that? Oh, you didn't see the coupon code. It's in the book for ready for the 5-day challenge, but it is in there, and it's also in this free introductory chapter. So I give this chapter away to those who come onto the masterclass, right? And again, there's the 5-day course in there. Oh gosh, you saw the coupon code again. There's the remember the URL for subscribe to my YouTube channel. So that is that www.SoulLegacyTV.com. My bootcamp is in there. The back end of my business is in my book, and I don't know why it's going wonky, but it is. My book launch videos that accompany my book. You just saw the book launch videos playlist. All the videos are not done, but they're scheduled out. The podcast is in there, so you guys are the co-authors. When I take my book on a book tour, the Cheers to Financial Freedom Frequency, I've got you. There's nobody else out there that will promote their students the way that I will either. Just saying. All right, so we have that as a free chapter in there, mentioning it again, the masterclass, etc. And then I give these first 2 chapters, as well as this introductory chapter. I give the first chapter, the key principles of consistently going public, right? And the second key principle, the principles of integrity-based self-publishing. And I'm going to read these 2 quotes and leave you with them. So it says, it is said that the fear of public speaking is a fear greater than death for most people. According to psychiatrists, the fear of public speaking is caused by the fear of ostracism, the fear of standing out, the fear of criticism, the fear of ridicule, and the fear of being outcast. The fear of being different prevents most people from seeking new ways to solve their problems. Robert Kiyosaki. The next quote that I want to leave you with is, knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power only when and if it is organized into the definite plans of action and directed to a definite end. Napoleon Hill. Can I get an amen? I will talk about Halal Rod tomorrow. In fact, let me just do this now, because I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. I'll talk about joint vision partnerships tomorrow, because Hal Elrod does joint vision partnerships on his podcast, and I want to cover that fully. So that is it for today. That is a wrap. Let me know what your takeaway is. Hopefully that was helpful. Interview topics and article points. And so day 7, I'm going to dive in and I'm going to give you more and then just wrap this whole thing up. All right, hang on. Let me just go back. Hang on. Yes, we're here and listening. Cool. Thank you. I can hear you. Thank you. Was Lindsay's book an ebook or a paperback and hardcover? I had it, and I've got it in storage. I think it's both Kindle and or hardcover or paperback. I don't think she did a hardcover, but I can do a hardcover of mine. I haven't. So it's an absolutely phenomenal book. She's incredible as an author. She's living out in Dubai. I'm supposed to be in Dubai. I'm going to go see her. Yes, that makes perfect sense. Dying to get stuck in. Can I get an amen? I've struggled to sign up yesterday, even though I filled out the form. Just keep trying, love. Just keep trying. It's an automated process. And I don't know why, because it's a long form, and I realized how long it was. But I know now, I was saying to Natalie that I know now that the intake form makes more sense when people have got this information. So when you're doing your challenges versus, oh, well, I'm going out there and I'm just offering these breakthrough sessions, if you do this a week of challenges and a monthly call and encourage people to go through your challenges and give them a call and a breakthrough on it, it's going to help more. So I'm sorry, Barbara, that you've struggled to sign up. And even though you filled out the form, I literally, my hands are tied in that way because it works. And yeah, I think it's just patience. It's frustrating because it takes a long time. It's like, do I have to answer these questions? So what I would say is just take a break and, just do your best with it. Go through it slowly. Because there's a lot of information that I ask, and it's like, when is this? It's never ending. Laura says, awesome info as always. Iona, thanks so much. You're welcome. All right, takeaway. Barbara says, so much to do, but it's great to have fresh inspiration and ideas again. Great. And so on the one-page plan from the masterclass, you'll see, and I'll share that tomorrow, and in the masterclass itself, there's things to do in a certain order. The only thing to do is to know where you're going. And then I break it down and chunk down every single step, because I didn't do everything all at once. I did it slowly. And I want you to have that spiritual, business and life work balance. But at least now you know where you're going, so that you're confident in taking the steps, that you know where you're getting there. So you're just biting off little chunks every single day. The biggest thing is the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge. And that is not a massive step. That isn't you going out there and getting featured. That isn't you writing the book. It isn't you doing any of those things. It's taking all those things off the table and actually working on the core and the foundation of your spiritual business and staying in that, that first section until it's done. And people get frustrated with me. They're like, I want to be over here. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I'm like, if you do it with just step by step, you're going to get results because you're focused. If you stop posting all over social media, just focus on your 7 days. So this is what I call YouTube challenges in a box method. I will be re-recording that before the masterclass. I'm looking at the days before the masterclass, and I'll give you guys access to the YouTube challenges in a box method as part of either paying for the upgraders Q&A, it's $111, or if you decide to come into the boot camp, that is a bonus. It's $1,111 value, and I know it's that valuable. And so that walks you through each of the challenges, and you do one challenge, you do more of the lifestyle challenge, you offer the breakthrough sessions, and you offer your program. That is it. But you've got the other stuff in mind. Okay, so there is a lot, and you know where you're going, and you do the research on knowing what is out there and knowing, oh, people are searching for this, so this is the program that I'm going to create. And then people are searching for this, so this is the one-on-one session that I'm going to create. And I have bonus gifts to walk you through it all. So there's enough to do in that one step. And then when you pop out, it's like, oh, wow, this is amazing. And then you're going to be ready for the next steps and the next steps, if that makes sense. Hyacinth says, takeaway. Did everybody do their takeaways? If you can do your takeaway, that'd be awesome. Hyacinth says, takeaway. I love today's topic because I'm passionate about interviewing. Oh, awesome. It helps you gain clarity, focus on the key highlights, and share your story in a truly impactful way. Thank you so much, Iona. And you guys saw the interview topics, the questions that other people, and so you know what the homework is, right? Should I give the homework again? Oh, shoot. I think so. And I'll do Sasha's stuff tomorrow as well, because I want to just try and keep to time. Tomorrow might be a little bit longer, just so I can wrap everything up. So let me give the homework again in the discussions tab. Why is it not loading what I want it to actually load? It's being weird. So today, day 6, do some research on TV, radio. I suggest just go to YouTube, but on your area of expertise, and see how you would answer the questions that people are asking, or go to ChatGTP as well and say, give me some questions on this, and actually practice answering them. I've spoken out loud while I'm walking down the street, while I was driving my car, wherever it was. I paced around my living room. Brendan Burchard said that he walked around his living room like he was being interviewed. I've spoken to myself, and I've spoken this all into existence over and over and over again. I'm like, hey guys, welcome to so and so, so and so. I'm so glad to have you here. I say it all the time, like literally all the time. Say it in the mirror. I stand in the mirror. And thank you so much. Like, I'm just saying, how would you answer those questions? And then record a video of one or two of the questions and answer them if you want to, or share the research that you've got. So be creative in the homework. I'm looking forward to the homework and seeing what you guys come up with. Yes, please. Was that okay with the homework? Did you say yes, please, to the recap for the homework? Okay, cool. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. And Barbara, good luck with the intake form. I had 2 people sign up. So 1, 2, 3, I think 5 I've given. I think 5. 5, 6, 2, 4, 6. 5. 5 of them, I think so. So 2 have scheduled already. So I know it works. And again, a 7 a.m. and a 7 p.m. So, you know, it does work. So yeah, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for joining me, spending this time with me. I know time is super, super precious. Do come to the Media Kit collab call and share as we go through this. Request access to the Google Doc. Go to the Google Doc. Register for the Spiritual Business Book Marketing on YouTube Masterclass and Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge. That's where it starts in the visible world. The YouTube challenge is where it starts in the vibrational world. And so what I would say is when you go into the masterclass, you'll see a replay, but I'm talking about attending the live, and that's where I'll give you guys a Q&A, $111 Q&A. And if you sign up while we're on the masterclass to the bootcamp, I will gift you a year's worth of spiritual business and work-life balance coaching as well. Ethical bribes all the way. All right. Ethical bribes. Barbara says, thank you for another great session, Iona. It's been awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, this is like, I'm not trying to give you information overload. I will actually support you in implementing, and having a one-on-one session is no better than implementing. And so rather than offering just a free session, a clarity call, a discovery call, a strategy call, a sales call, this is a breakthrough session, but you are armed with this information now that we can continue to have a conversation, and wherever you are starting from, whatever is your next steps, you're going to get that value. And so hopefully you'll see this as a strategy rather than like, let's build a list. Because if I left you guys on a list, this enrollment spot wouldn't be working. All right. So I trust that you guys have had a good time. We have Q&A in 15 minutes. I will see you guys on the Q&A. Thank you again. And I will see you for day 7. Wow. What an amazing 6 days. So thank you again. And I will see you soon. Take care. Bye, guys.